Hi guys, Dina Khatib, interior designer. I would like to talk to you about this room that I designed in 2020. It's a very small room. It's a den, which is like kind of room to hang out in beside a family room. So the customer wanted to have a lot of heirloom pieces, like a clock from their parents' house. I work around it. They have a table that they got it from antique fair that I had to work around it, even that they need a bigger table, coffee table, what I mean, but I worked around their antique table, worked around their antique clock. And this is the room that I'm gonna introduce to you. So I don't have the before pictures, unfortunately, but I'm gonna show you the drawings. And I'm gonna say a little bit about drawings. With this setup, with this room, I did the drawings or design board on a design software, which I started doing this recently. Not like before, I used to draw by hand, have software, have by hand, but now I'm gonna show you the design board and then show you the pieces that I worked around them, the antique pieces, and show you the room. So this is how the design board looked like. It's very small room then. So I did here introduce staggered wood element around the window in the front, the main wall with a big sofa and then a bench on the side. This is the antique coffee table that I worked around it, and a big floor mirror with pictures on each side. This is another view of the room. Of course, the floor plan with elevations, different views, a top view and different views. And I do on the side in the design board, I show them the furnishing, like the sofa, the drapes, the bench, the wood element that I introduced, the concrete element that I introduced on the wall. All these will be in the design board that I create. So I'm gonna show you the clock. So this is an antique clock that I worked around it. It's from their parents' house, from a grandma and grandpa, and so they inherited and they want to introduce it. They want to keep it in and introduce it in the den. So I worked around it. I introduced a very concrete element behind it to really bring more contemporary style to the whole setup. You know, the clock is antique, means very traditional. By introducing the concrete element on the wall, concrete is very modern, industrial modern, combined with an antique clock, then the whole setup here on this wall is transitional, going towards contemporary style. So this is, I repeated that in the main wall. This is the main wall, same setup. I introduced staggered wood on the right side, on the ceiling, and on the left side. I don't know if you see it, it's a staggered wood, and then again concrete element, concrete imitation concrete element or furnishing or wall covering on the wall with nice candle holders. You see how the staggered wood goes on the ceiling as well, with centered with the window, and go on the other side with again concrete element, wood staggered, and that's the look. So we reserve the symmetry here on this wall. Again, we're playing with traditional concept here, but going into transitional style or contemporary. So that being said, I reserve the symmetry all the way. So this is the wall again. I centered it with a sofa from Pottery Barn. Pottery Barn is, I love their style. This sofa is from Pottery Barn in linen, natural linen fabric. Very casual. I love linen. Again, we discussed fabrics before. Linens, cottons bring casual feel, soft feel, comfortable feel to any room. And that's what I created here. Pottery Barn sofa, linen natural fabric, with a bench from Ballard by Designs, again in natural linen fabric, centered with a crate and barrel floor mirror, 45 inches wide by 80 inches high. Centered again, it's a symmetrical wall, centered with two elements, decorative elements on each side of the mirror. I have to mention here that the legs of the sofa are very traditional, so we can play with traditional and contemporary as we're working with transitional style. This is the coffee table, the antique coffee table that they wanted to keep. They inherited it and they want to keep it, so I worked around it, and I know that they need a bigger table for that setup, but I had to keep it and work around it. I introduced a very casual rug. We call it raffia rugs, or sisal, if you want to say. So it brings right away traditional, casual feel. So this is the room from this side. Beautiful pictures for the customer. They did a nice personal touch here with their picture, many pictures with their family and their friends. And I have the stairway here, the clock, vintage clock here, traditional, and cute chair with very heirloom pieces, China heirloom pieces from, let me see if you're seeing it. Yes, you can. China pieces from their grandma and grandpa. Nice decorative touch with the table lamp. And that's the room. One more time. And that's the room. I'm gonna do a nice view here. And Lina Khatib, interior designer. Take care.